Hi, welcome to a brand new video of the Talk Individual program, Talk Individual Experience. So they're on a roll this morning. It's 8:46 a.m. My sister got up. I was in the kitchen. I'm making fish cake again because the kids enjoyed it so much. I decided, I'll make them another batch. Hopefully it'll last them for midweek or so. So I talk about how they would put things into my sister's mind, co-op consciousness, and she'll come talk to me and stuff like that while she's doing hang sitting. She's staring at my feet. She's using her pointing finger, this right, this finger right, this pointing, sticking it out, stuff like that. She's talking to me, and then looking at my feet and such, and so we're talking about my grandniece and the fact that she's been doing a lot of stuff that is just destructive, right? Um, and then a line about things that she's done that she said she didn't do. And I keep telling them that she needs therapy. Okay, when children suffer trauma, and as black people, we all have suffered trauma in our child, some more so than others. Some it can be physical, verbal, sexual, or what have you, depending on the severity, right? And how it affects us as we get older. The type of thing that it manifests in our mind. Not really manifest, I shouldn't say manifest, but the things that is hidden and blocked out in our subconscious and our minds create a defense mechanism, right? And on top of that, uh, for example, if you've been verbally abused, you're more likely to become a person who is going to verbally abuse others. It's just like when you suffer from PTSD. You suffer from PTSD, you tend to be more loud, more um, forthright. I would say even a little bit more aggressive. When you suffer from physical abuse, you might become a person who will physically abuse others. Also, when it comes to sexual abuse, you might become a person who sexually abuse others, or you might become promiscuous. You might become gay, lesbian. Uh, all these things, again, that appears as you get older in order to cope with the trauma, right? So let's say you become a woman gets sexually assaulted as she was young. She becomes a lesbian. She gets older, meaning that she doesn't trust men. She, um, you know, will fight and do everything against men, even men who've never harmed her, and men who want what's best for her, because she hasn't gotten the therapy. Her family hasn't getting her help. Speak to her in constructive, realistic ways, but instead will speak in terms of just denial, right? Also, telling her things that to make her feel better, make her feel good, but doesn't help her out realistically. Okay, and this is like I said, this is why I do what I do. Okay, suffering the trauma of being in this program, being traumatized daily, having been implanted, having been hit with directed energy weapons, having community members target me with psychological operations, having been drugged, having been poisoned, all this stuff, having my property damaged, things uh, broken, stolen. It's all traumatic. Okay, and the one thing that they will like to do is to keep us silent. Okay, about particularly us as TIs, silent about what it is that they're doing. And so when they caught my sister's consciousness and try and talk to me, it's all about sending me subliminal message about being silent. Okay, because the more I talk about what's going on, the more they try to label me. Like I said, they'll use the labeling to their advantage and to our disadvantage. So whether it be um, labeling you or taking the label off of you or not labeling you, whatever their agenda is. Okay, but in the end, it's all about to control you, to silence you. Okay, so again, if you look up about Coercive Persuasion Programming, you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right, and it's not something that I'm making up, and I'll continue to talk about it. Like I said, I don't care if they want to label me crazy. Sometimes I may say things, okay, but who's not affected psychologically when state-sponsored terrorism is being engaged on their minds, on their bodies, and particularly using weapons in which they have constantly denied, but we know they exist. Okay? It is not something that's coming on the pipeline. It's already existed. All right? And like I said, this is why, and it is sniffling. They're doing the sniffling sound. You see, the one thing, again, they underestimate us as human beings, right, is our ability to rise up. And again, this is what they don't want. This is why, when words have been said like rise and forward, they use the police sirens, right? Words like backwards, words like down, they use car honking. Okay? Just think about that. Think about that. Any positive affirmation, they'll use the police sirens. Any negative connotation, any negative outlook, they use car honking. So if you're a person, you're trying to condition you to fear, right? Would that person start to think positively or negatively? Okay, yes, I understand this program very well. I understand the people that created this program very well. Their mentality, their attitude, very well. Okay? And it's time for the rest of us to understand their mentality also. Dark triad personality types. That's all you need to know. Go Google it. Then you'll understand exactly who these individuals are, how they've been causing chaos throughout history, and even today. And they'll continue to do so. But now they have the technology to condition our minds to accept oppression, to accept wrongs on their behalves and what they've caused, and then turn around, villainize those of us who they think are a threat, whether it be present or future, and to engage in covert activity to destroy those individuals, and to make it look as if those individuals are destroying themselves by the decision that they're making. Okay, but we all know that they've been coerced, manipulated, brainwashed, mind control, whatever you want to call it, into certain behavior, certain thought patterns, certain actions. All right. So with that being said, I'll speak to you guys in the next video.